Hello there people of the internet, it is I, Knuckles Productions 360, and today I'm back with another figure review. Today we are taking a look at the Jakks Pacific 4-inch line Sonic figures. And we have some very important characters here today. We have Infinite and Cream the Rabbit. So these guys are kind of new, and so it's very much a big deal. I managed to find these guys at Smyths just today. They were the last ones on the shelves. In fact, I think they were the only ones on the shelves. It's a nightmare dealing with UK stuff, but whatever. Let's get into these figures, shall we? So we're gonna just take a look at, here they are. So you can see their packaging is very similar to the other figures. And then you got the little text that they say down below. It says their names, the Jakks Pacific logo, and the accessory included. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to start off with Cream the Rabbit. Because ladies first, am I right? And so, let's start off, shall we? Cream's little bio reads, Cream is a pure, well-mannered and loyal friend to everyone she meets. She traverses obstacles using her large ears to fly and defeat enemies with the help of her cuddly chow companion, Cheese. And so that's kind of cool. And then it tells you different languages of how it is. And then it shows all the different figures you can collect, that being Sonic, and then of course the re-release of Sonic and Sonic, except Sonic has a different accessory. He's got a skateboard, which is really cool. And then it shows you the articulation on the back, such as head movement, arms can move, and then the feet can move. And yeah, so let's get this figure opened up, and take a closer look. And so here is Cream the Rabbit. Oh, she is awesome. I am honestly amazed that it finally took this long to make a Cream the Rabbit figure for Jakks. It looks amazing. So everything about it is roughly the same. You can move the articulation, although surprisingly her wrists feel really loose for some reason. Like they could be pulled out very easily, which, yeah, that's annoying. Her ears, well, you can like bend them that way, but then they'll go back. She has leg movement, so you can move her knee, you can move it like that way, move her feet, and of course her head moves way around. That's kind of the articulation, and then on the back, that's pretty much how well she is. And there's nothing really much. The colors are great. The quality control on Cream is actually pretty good for all Jakks Pacific Sonic figures. Then, of course, her accessory, which is a bit disappointing, is... Oh, that was embarrassing. Is, of course... damn it. This tiny little ice cream cone, which I guess is kind of cool. I mean, it's a bit odd. I mean, I've never seen Cream use any of this in the games, or just eat an ice cream in general. But yeah, I suppose it looks cool. Was expecting maybe Cheese to come along and this, or maybe perhaps they're gonna make a Cheese figure in the 2.5-inch line, and then you could just pair that up with Cream and then have Cream and Cheese. I think that would have maybe worked a bit better, but oh well. It's still Cream, and I really enjoy that. So yeah, that's quite cool for accessories, and it just looks phenomenal. I like the figure. It's brilliant. I will say there's a lot to be desired from its articulation. It's very limited, and it does feel like as soon as I move it, it might break a bit. But besides that, she looks amazing. I love her. She's cool. I'll just put the ice cream right there. There we go. And so here is Cream compared to the Jakks 4-inch Amy and Big. And honestly, I think the scaling works pretty well. The characters are roughly the same, although I do think the big should be a little bit bigger than Amy. But besides that, I think this looks great if you're doing a little Jakks specific display. I think this works great because we now kind of have all of the teams from Sonic Heroes. The only character we're missing now is Neo Sonic. So that's a bit annoying, but oh well. I mean, you know, Jakks, if you're listening, can you please make a Neo Sonic figure? Pretty please. But yeah, overall, I love Cream. I think she's a great figure. I highly recommend picking her up if you can find her. Now we get to the big boy himself, Infinite. I was honestly shocked when they revealed that Infinite would be a figure. I was very excited. The only sort of figure that we had at the time was the Tomy figure when Tomy had the license. And that was a 2-point, that was like a sort of in scale with the Jazzwares figures. And I'm gonna be honest, it wasn't their best figure, mostly due to the fact that the articulation was very limited, the pose was quite questionable, and, well, it's just not a great figure in general. And it's also quite hard to find. I mean, I have the figure, but I barely use it. But we finally have an Infinite figure by Jakks Specific with more articulation. So here he is in the box. And then here he is at the back, and it shows these sort of images of Infinite. And I'll just zoom in on his bio. So it says, this mysterious mercenary was once the leader of the Jackal Squad. Now was later hired by Dr. Eggman when they attempted to raid his lair. It's a little bit of info from Sonic Forces, and that he comes with the Phantom Ruby, which is a cool accessory. And yeah, honestly, yeah, he looks really good. But enough talking, let's get him out of the box. So here he is. Infinite, and holy moly, this guy might be my favorite. I mean, props to Jakks for just bringing it out the way. So articulation wise, you can move his head kind of. I won't say you can move it all the way because of these parts at the back. You can move his, obviously, hands. You can move these quite well. You can move his wrists, move his arms all the way around. The same goes with his legs and his shoes. And then, of course, with his tail. I think the paint and sculpt on this guy is brilliant. I haven't seen any complaints with him. He looks just like how he does in Forces. The Phantom Ruby on his chest actually points outwards like in the games, not like that stupid one on the Tomy one where it's all flat, which is annoying. And hey, look, you can even make him do the T-pose. The only problem I will say with this figure is he doesn't stand up. That is the biggest problem with this guy. You'll have a massive problem time trying to make him, yeah, look, he won't stand up unless you lean him forward. So he's more looking at the ground than anything else. Which I suppose you could get him in like a kind of I'm ready to attack sort of vibe. Which I suppose you could do it like that. And then if you had the good old Mr. Snicko over here, you could have him in this sort of pose, ready to fight it out, duke it all to the death. I think that would work out quite well. And yeah, I think that actually would. And besides that, yeah, that's not what we're talking about. We're talking about Infinite, and this guy, yeah, I like his open hands expressions. I think they look quite cool because, well, they just look amazing, and I think that just adds to it. And then, of course, we have his accessory, which is the Phantom Ruby, which I honestly think is a pretty cool accessory. It's just a gem, but Then again, the Phantom Ruby is just a gem, so yeah. And I love the detail on this. They've got pretty much everything a band right, even to his little hairs on the back of his head. I think these are perfect. So that is awesome. And yeah, honestly, that just looks incredible. Pretty much awesome. I love these. These two figures overall, I honestly can't recommend enough. They are so good. I highly recommend each of them because they all have unique features. Shadow Infinite has the cool sort of pose and menacingness to him all, although he does lack in standing up, and that if you really want him to stand up, you do have to bend him over. And don't think about that the wrong way. And then Cream, on the other hand, has very loose articulation, so I think she could break quite easily. But besides that, if you're a Sonic fan, I highly recommend picking these guys up because at eBay they will go higher prices, and even from years to now, they will go up sky high. So I highly recommend you pick these guys up as quick as possible before it all goes up. But anyway, thank you guys so much for watching, and if you liked this video, make sure to subscribe to the channel, and let me know what would you like to see me guys review next. I've got quite a few reviews coming up, so till then, see you guys in the next one. Bye guys.